Back now with Bryan Hayes and Craig Button. Jake Guentzel is the best forward available at the trade deadline on our trade bait board. And while he's out for a month, he should be 100% come the stretch drive in the playoffs when it really matters. Craig, when we played the trading game on Valentine's Day, you had Guentzel's best fit being with the Canucks. If you're running Vancouver right now, does the injury situation cool you on Guentzel at all?
It doesn't cool me on Jake Guentzel. I mean, you're moving from scouting reports to medical reports now. You know, Jim Rutherford, Patrick Alvin, and certainly Rick Tocchet, they all know Jake Guentzel intimately. And let's keep this in mind. Anybody that's interested in Jake Guentzel, Vancouver Canucks included, they have to make the trade by March 8th, but they don't need him until April 22nd. Even if he was out for 8 weeks, is it a big deal? You just put him on long-term injury reserve, and then you get him ready. We saw that happen last year with Mark Stone. It didn't hurt the Vegas Golden Knights getting Mark Stone ready for the playoffs. And that's exactly the case here with Jake Guentzel. He's going to make any team that he goes to better. And certainly the Vancouver Canucks have made a lot of significant moves. They've been bold, just like the Vegas Golden Knights were en route to the Stanley Cup. And they're not afraid to make a move. Yes, there'll be consultation with the medical doctors and trying to understand the full extent of the injury. But I don't think this makes anybody cooler on Jake Guentzel. And again, the Vancouver Canucks, those trio of executives and coaches know him better than anybody.
I totally agree with you. And if anything, if you're a stealth GM in this league, you want that to be the case, Gino. Yeah, you go ahead and worry about Guentzel and the medical report. Yeah. We'll slide right in there and pick this guy up. He's the best player on the board. He's a point-a-game guy. He scored 40 in his career, and he can play with great players, cerebral players. And that's exactly what you're looking for. And as Craig pointed out, perfectly, it's not about March 8th. It doesn't matter if he plays on March 8th. It doesn't matter if he plays at any point in the month of March.
As long as it's not a lingering issue.
Which, again, at this point, you got to trust the medical reports. You have to trust Kyle Dubas and company down in Pittsburgh. But once you get the clear, this guy's okay, and he's going to return. This isn't a rookie we're talking about. This isn't a guy having a one-year wonder-type season. He's been doing this for years. Once he gets back to 100%, he's a playoff performer. If I'm out there, I'm absolutely pulling the trigger on Jake Guentzel.
Keeping a guy healthy this close to the deadline is really critical. Last year, we saw the Coyotes sit Jacob Chychrun for what felt like forever until they finally dealt him to Ottawa. Brian, with what's happened right now with Jake Guentzel, what would you suggest to the Calgary Flames, since they've got 3 key bodies on our trade bait board right now? Do you sit them and not take any risks?
No, I think you make the trade. They've already done that. Craig Conroy's proved that. Like, Elias Lindholm got dealt weeks ago, right? Zadorov, a bit of a different story. He wanted out. It got public, maybe a little bit nasty, but they moved on him. Craig Conroy has proven he can and will be proactive. I think it's about the price. It's about the rest of the league not wanting to pay his price right now, but you need to push that forward, right? They need to make a decision on Hanifin. Markstrom's a bit different because he has more term on his deal. Tanev, they're moving off, right? And Tanev blocks a lot of shots. And to your point, Gino, you risk the possibility that he gets injured not only for 4 weeks, but maybe the rest of the season. I think they need to be proactive. And if you're going to pull them out of the lineup, be honest about it. Your fans, it's a business. They're buying tickets. They want to know what the plan is as much as you can possibly hand out in terms of details.
Well, and I think that one of the significant things here, too, is that teams are not wanting to subtract from the roster. They're trying to make sure they create as much cap space. The Lindholm trade goes down because there was no room on the roster for Kuzmenko. So the dollars matched up nicely. That's not the case for a lot of the teams pursuing any of those trio of players from the Flames. So teams that are interested are trying to use that time to get a little bit more cap space without subtracting from their lineup. That also is important for Craig Conroy in asking for his price. But Craig has shown that when the price is met and the time is right, he will make the move.
Yeah. And listen, by the way, if teams do shy away from trading for Guentzel, the next highest ranked player on TSN's trade bait board, Adam Henrique of the Ducks, he is number 6 right now.